what's up? Thank you for joining us once again on Rank the Movies. I'm Martin Prevost, and I'm here to talk about movies. Last week we talked Broken Lizard, and their series of films. The week before that we talked about The Odd Couple, and their two films. This week, I'm bringing it back down. I'm just going to talk about one movie, and that movie is Southland Tales, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Sean William Scott. You also have John Lovitch, John Larroquette, Sherry O'Terry, Amy Poehler, Wallace Shaw. This is just a huge cast, and this isn't a comedy. This is a drama. Oh, Justin Timberlake is in this. Mandy Moore. It is a weird ass. Will Sasso of Mad TV fame. And again, this isn't comedy. Most of those actors I just named are comedic actors. This isn't comedy. I watched this movie multiple times now. I'm still piecing it together. I kind of want to get my hands on the director's cut of it. That just came out a couple of weeks ago on Blu-ray. I haven't been able to yet, just to see what the 20 minutes of extra footage is, and if it clarifies this movie any. But basically, it's a lot like Star Wars. Not in that it's an epic, that it starts at part 4. That's right, this movie starts, is 6 chapters, it starts on chapter 4. Chapter 1, 2, and 3 are graphic novels, which are actually available on Blu-ray, if you're interested in reading them. I read through them. They don't add a lot. Like, they could have probably shot them, and it would have, yes, it would have taken this 2.5-hour movie and increased it by about another 40 minutes. But they could have, if they really wanted to. Basically, Dwayne Johnson plays Boxer Santoros. He is an ex-football player and movie star, kind of like The Rock, who wakes up in the desert one day. I'm kind of just starting from the beginning, so for the graphic novels here, just to go over this plot. He wakes up in the desert one day. He has no memory of who he is. He gets picked up and brought back into the Southland. Now, this is slightly futuristic. At this point, it's outdated futuristic by a lot. Basically, in 2005, a nuclear bomb went off in Texas, which started a whole new kind of thing. There's now U.S. ident, which is basically the way they track people now. And you need visas to get, for interstate visas to go from one state to the next state to the next state, and so on and so forth. So it's definitely a very messed up world. And you have the neo-Marxists who are trying to overthrow the government. The neo-Marxists are played by Amy Poehler and Sherry O'Terry. Well, 2 of them. There are a lot of neo-Marxists in this movie. And they have kidnapped a police officer, and is played by Sean William Scott, and using his twin brother, played by the same actor, to take Boxer on a ride along so they can set him up. If this description is already starting to confuse you, this movie is confusing. This is not a movie you go through and go, I got everything, and that all made perfect sense. This is a movie you go through, and at the end you go, that was something. It's a good movie. I like it, just because of what it looks at. Sarah Michelle Gellar plays Boxer Santoros' love interest, who is a porn star who is trying to break out into reality television, energy drinks, serious acting, is trying to break out into all of that from her porn star background, featuring in such films as Cockchugger 2, Cockchugging. That's lines of dialogue in this film, that's what it's called. Mandy Moore plays Boxer Santoros' wife. Justin Timberlake plays a soldier who was wounded in the war, because obviously we went to war after Texas was bombed. He is injured in the war by Sean William Scott, who's supposed to be his friend, and now he protects something called the fluid karma, which is supposed to be a perpetual motion energy source that the world can use, so we don't need to rely on oil. And Wallace Shaw plays the founder of this fluid karma. And again, it's just such a hard movie to describe. Like, I went into it, I just watched it too the other day, so I went in to this review with as much knowledge on this movie as I could, and I'm still sitting here going, God, this is, like, I almost need a whiteboard. Like, I almost need to have a whiteboard back here, and, like, drawing pictures to, like, connect everything and make it make sense. About halfway through the movie, Justin Timberlake takes some fluid karma as a drug, and he starts lip-syncing to the song I've Got Soul. I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. There's a huge, like, lip-sync music video number of just, it's great. It is so good. There's just a lot of really good points of this movie. If you've got 2.5 hours and you don't mind being slightly confused, you know, Southland Tales is a movie definitely worth checking out. I do. I watched it the first time and went, that was something. And then I had a friend who confuses super easily. So I went, we're watching Southland Tales! Yeah, they did not get any less confused. I think they really lost it when they show an ad for something that the people who are making Fluid Karma, one of their vehicles that runs off of this energy, and it shows it Tardigod driving across the street and mounting another vehicle with a penis extending from its tailpipe into the other car's tailpipe, and it humps it. This is part of this movie. So I am curious what the director cut out and how it fits in to the rest of the story. This movie also has Kevin Smith, who plays a crippled Marxist that kind of explains the plot of this movie or what's happened. It's a trip, but it's a trip worth taking. I'm sitting here smiling through as I'm trying to describe this movie, because it is. It is definitely a trip, but it's a fun trip. It is definitely one worth taking. Take a trip to the Southland. Hop on some Fluid Karma. If you bleed, it'll work on you. It's, again, dialogue from the movie. And it's definitely... Oh, the Highlander! Christopher Lambert's in this movie, too. He plays an arms dealer in an ice cream truck. That's somehow connected to everything, because he has a rocket that's vital to the end of the movie. Again, this movie does not... This is a big idea. This is one of those big idea movies. It's got a lot of characters, a lot of moving pieces going on. But it really is entertaining. It really does bring you in and make sure that you get what is going on. And even like when a character isn't really introduced until the halfway point or later into the story, you see their contribution when we get to the end of the movie. Because basically it's talking about the last 3 days of the existence of Earth unless something can be done to stop it. At least that's what I got out of it from the last viewing. That the government is going to lead to the extinction of the Earth through fluid karma. And if something isn't done, this is how the world is going to end. But it's, and it's about, can we change it, along with, what does screwing with our oceans do to our world. The director of this movie is the guy who did Danny Darko. So if you think Danny Darko's a messed up film, and it's hard to follow, this has more going on. But I like Southland Tales. It's a really fun movie. If you have the opportunity, definitely check it out. It's up there. This is a great film. Like, I can't stop saying how good. This is the way the world ends. Yeah, this is the way the world ends. Definitely check it out. Especially, it still feels very relevant today in our political structure. So if you've never seen Southland Tales, give it a try. Check it out. Like this video, comment if maybe you've seen Southland Tales, and to you it makes perfect sense. Please comment. Let me know. I want to know. I like this movie. Any information you have that can help me like this movie more, definitely. This is such a good movie. If I ever decide to do a beat-by-beat breakdown of a movie and just kind of go over it, kind of like a long-form reviews that some other YouTubers do. This would definitely be one I'd consider doing, just because, I'm just throwing seeds out there, out of context, out of how weird, and characters out of how weird this movie is. But it is, and it really does, once you know what happens in the graphic novels, it does explain, minor details. There's a character who's got his arm bandaged in the entire movie, and you find out in the graphic novels he had his thumb cut off. So it explains little things, not important things, but little things. It just helps you, take an extra step into the world of Southland Tales. So definitely check it out. Come back next week. I'm going to talk about something way less confusing, and I'm probably going to get really pissed off. So, stop it next week. Watch Southland Tales. That's all I got to say. Come back next week. I'll see you later. Have a good one.